I want to share something with you this morning. I wanted to ask, do you have a willing heart? What do I mean? Well, think about this. Think about a kid that is crying and just acting out and has positioned herself or himself into the stance that they're not going to do what you've asked them or what you told them to do. We'll say that the little girl, all she had to do to be welcomed back was to admit that she drew on the wall. Everybody knows she did it. She knows she did it. It's a matter of being willing to accept what you've done. She's sitting there crying. Actually, I'm not even going to hold you. When I was a kid, I really was not a bad kid, but I had a stepfather that just really felt like he needed to discipline the whole world, whether you did something right or wrong or not. In fact, Saturday, and this is no shade, whatever, Saturdays was whipping day. So I don't care if you really did something wrong. It was like, you knew Saturday, you're going to get it. So in that kind of case, it doesn't co-align with this, but I can relate to what it's saying. It's saying that the little girl is sitting in the corner because she's been disciplined. She's been put in time out, and she just refuses to admit that she did something. So unwilling to admit this, the parents have no choice but to let her stay where she is until she can understand right is right, wrong is wrong. You have to admit when you're wrong. Even when you don't want to, even as adults, we don't want to admit that we are wrong, but we are. Sometimes we find ourselves in that same corner, so to say. We could be bound by rebellious choices, things that we do and we know they're in direct contrast with God's word. And we're going to say, and not just that, we're going to take that key and throw it over there. That's how bad we're not going to admit to what we've done. How do you think God feels about that? And there are things that we don't like and we don't want, but we know that they're in place to protect us. But what happens? We have been forgiven by God. He restores us. He forgives us. He makes us willing to do the thing that we are so steadfast that we're not going to do. But will He do that for you? He will, if what? Like the little kid. All she had to do was say she drew on that wall. So just like the little kid, we can be forgiven. We can be shown grace. He's willing to take us back in. But we must admit that we were wrong. That's the hardest thing for some people to do. We have to confess our sins to Him and be willing to accept whatever the outcome is. God's way is the best way. So we need to think about that. A willing heart. Restore me to the joy of your salvation and make me willing to obey you. Coming from Psalms 51:12. Think about that, because it's not just little kids that need discipline. We need discipline at times too, because our way is not always the right way or the best way. In fact, most times, total opposite. I just wanted to share that with you this morning as you get on your day and do whatever it is you're going to do. Remember, be kind. Not sometimes. Not just when you feel like it. Not just the people that you love and you care for, because that's easy. We're here to do the hard work. Be kind to everyone. As God is kind to you, as He continues to show you grace in the silly little things that you do. Admit it. You wrote on that wall. Mm-hmm.